Mazi Ifai is a national leader and spokesperson of the Global Amnesty International. I want to thank you so much indeed for coming on State of the Nation at this time. Just before we look at the bill, and let's talk a little more about the IPOB. What are your thoughts? I can't help to take that away from you. Is the IPOB treading on thin ice?
Thank you, Gimba. Thank you, Nigerians. You see, we need to make some of all these assertions straight, and so that we don't mislead people or tend to err in error. I believe that the agitations, like the former speaker said, are rife, coming at, quite a nice time, where people tend to express themselves. But the means through which these people are expressing themselves or agitating for the so-called state of Biafra is not ideal. You don't agitate by making statements that are uncourteous, that are uncalled for, that are treasonable in nature. You don't want to agitate to say, look, you're marginalized, you've not been given your fair share in the society, and then still you call the same nation a zoo. Do
you think it's been fueled by the elites from that part of the country?
Well, there are speculations that there are people who are actually solidly supporting this movement and this group. If you look at it, even the hero, the leader of the Igbo people, late Chief Odumegwu Ojukwu, prior to his death, did not canvass for Biafra anymore. And he asked everyone who cared to listen to say, look, we don't want this bloodshed, we don't want this civil war arising again. And he went further to contest the elections in 2003 and in 2007, seeking for a united Nigeria. I don't know how, all of a sudden these agitations are coming and becoming so turning as violent as it is. I'll give you an example. If you look at people have not looked at this. If you look at the geographical, map of Nigeria, you will see that the southeastern states do not have borders with any other country.
Okay, let me put you on hold and let's talk to someone also in our headquarters in Lagos. I want to thank you so much indeed for coming on the show as well. Let me ask you about this bill that's been set aside by the House of Representatives, the Southeast Development Bill. The grounds here seems to be that it was not presented in the right manner. Do you think if it is represented in the House of Representatives, it will pass?
In democracy, especially at the level of presenting and passing bills, lobbying is allowed. I want to believe that adequate and appropriate lobbying was not done. Otherwise, if it was done, it could have passed. If that is done, you can be sure that the second time around, it may get passed. All they need to do is to marshal their points, why it should be. Okay? Failing that, if they can achieve that, where we will go. That's my opinion.
So, what do you think the role of the governors within these 6 states that make up the eastern part of the country, what should they have done in this situation? Do they have a role to play?
Well, I would have expected that whoever initiated the bill should have carried the state governors along. Otherwise, it's not proper, because they are the present reps of the people. They represent the people of the southern eastern state, and they definitely will be a party to it. It still does not take away their roles of far as the chief of their respective states. In so much that in the Niger Delta we have NDDC and other developmental agencies. They do their stuff. The governments do their stuff. So there is no collision at all. They will work pari passu, let me say work hand in hand to achieve the desired development for the southeastern states.
Okay. What are your thoughts also, considering that he says that they would have carried the governors along, intimates them about how this was supposed to work out for them, just so that you have a stronger front when presenting that bill. What likely role do you think that the governors will do now? Will they support this bill?
Well, I was listening to one of the lawmakers who, presented the bill before the National Assembly, and when asked why they didn't involve the governors, they said, well, the governors have their executive functions and they are representatives of the people. And what they did was to just air the minds of the people. I believe that if they still go back and, consult with the governors, I'm sure that it will definitely see the light of the day, because it is indeed a good project. I think the Southeast Development Commission is something that should have been, the government should have thought out about all this, for a very long time. Unfortunately, it's coming this time. Not too late though, because if you look at the reconciliation process, there should have been, something to ameliorate the yearnings of, of this the southeastern people, because the place is the place is really deplorable for now in terms of infrastructure.